Hello everyone and welcome to the Animezilia, and thank you for joining me as we talk about 3 arcs within the Tower of God webtoon series. Those arcs of course being Stealing the Fang Part 2, The King of Dogs, and Kalhim Helim. These arcs were jam-packed with action and information. Plus we finally see Rak use that ancient spear that we all predicted he would use in the future. So that was awesome in of itself. So without any further delay, let's jump right into it. So these arcs did a great job of showing off the human side to Yama's character, while showcasing the villainous, twisted, dark side of Baylord Doom. Yama, underneath his lonely attitude, actually cares about other people and his race. This is evident by many different situations being shown throughout those arcs. From the idea of keeping Doom alive, in order to exploit his power and keep the canine race alive and evolving over time, to Yama being on his knees in front of the enemy, begging for the canines to be spared when threatened with a bomb. You can even add in that scene in the flashback where Yama is actually caring / warning his assistant, telling him to run, and once Doom actually kills that assistant, Yama's fangs began to attack his brothers. If that doesn't showcase how much Yama cares for other people, despite showcasing this loner attitude, then I honestly don't know what is. Whereas on the other hand, we have Doom, and all he cares about is ruling over the canines, being as twisted, dark, sinister, sick as you can get. If he has no use for those canines that he creates, he'll kill them or make them kill themselves. If they rub him the wrong way, he would kill them off instantly. To him, the canines that he creates are disposable. He doesn't even view them as proper canine people. Only his brothers are true canines. To Doom, the rest are puppets for him to manipulate and to use, bend to his own will. Now, that contrast really did stand out, and I love the villainous vibes that we're getting from Doom and the kind of build-up that we're having for the character as we go by each arc as they progress. Now, of course, towards the end of these arcs, they do kind of put Doom in a victim situation, but to me, it doesn't really redeem his character or make me feel any sympathy for him. However, going back to Yama, I love this added information in where those who fear Yama can't even touch him, thanks to his ability to be able to create a resistance to anyone Shinzu that has any fear within their hearts towards Yama. Because from a consistent continuity standpoint, this makes a lot of sense. Bam and Karaka had no reason to fear Yama when trying to wake him up. If those two characters showed any signs of weakness or fear towards Yama, then Yama would not help rescue Jin Sung. But having Doom and Paul fear Yama in this situation after having that long fierce battle in the past and seeing that full body transformation, not only does it help to stay consistent with things that have happened within the story already, but it builds up a lot of hype for when Yama finally shows off his full body transformation within the arcs to come, because we have to see that before the cage invasion sort of fiasco situation has finally concluded. That I can't wait. Now then, another key highlight for me from these arcs was the continuation of the Karaka and Bam respect / friendship growth. Karaka now sees more potential within Bam after noticing the power that he used within the combo attacks when they woke up Yama. Plus, Karaka allows Bam to try his idea of breaking Doom's curse on his heart. In fact, Karaka has started to act and talk a lot like Bam. When speaking to Yama, he says, "There must be another way. Surely you don't have to kill Doom. We could save him. Spare his life, Yama." Obviously, that is a very Bam typical line to say, but it came from Karaka's mouth. Now obviously this works in 2 ways for Karaka. Number 1, he still wants help in fighting Jihad's army, and having Doom as an ally would be a real benefit to Karaka and Bam. And number 2, you wouldn't want Yama to be down or depressed. You want him to be in high spirits. Killing your brother and dooming your entire race wouldn't leave you in any mood to fight. Especially if that meant risking your race dying out faster. Because as we learned, even if Doom were to die, the K9 race would still stay around for a little bit longer, but it would die out over time. And if Doom does die, Karaka would be like, oh, Yama, come help me fight Jihad's army with your K9 people. Yama's going to be like, no, because they're going to die faster, and I don't want my race to die out like that quickly, like the suicide. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Karaka wanting to help Yama keep Doom alive and break the kind of curse on his heart is like a tactic from Karaka that I think will work out nicely. But one thing I do have to call BS on is Paul managing to hold Karaka at bay. Karaka should be able to easily handle Baylord Paul, based on the disrespect we've had from Paul so far. Like, he seems really weak, especially for a ranker. Now then, let's talk about Bam, because what in the Evankel is going on with him? Being that he almost got turned into a K9 person. That was a huge threat that almost came to fruition, but luckily it was stopped partway through. But thanks to that, Bam now can physically wield the Red Teresa, like a sword of some sorts. Whatever happened, I have no idea, I want to know, but it looks awesome. So, let's see more of it. Now, last review I mentioned wanting to see Bam's reaction to Dardang's death, and it was what you would expect for the most part. He was confused, shocked, angry, and reluctant to believe that the person he promised to set free was actually dead. Yet, what I didn't understand was after finding out about Dardang still being barely alive, only needing his original heart to live, he forgets that and instead tries to deal with the Doom situation. Okay, logically speaking, Doom is more of a threat than trying to bring back someone who's going to die in a minute anyway. But we know that Bam wanted to save Dang Dang, after finding out that his original heart was the key to keeping him alive. Because he was about to fight Gordo to learn the location of that original heart. The logical thing to do would be for Bam to have gone after Gordo and fight him and get that information once he regained consciousness. But instead he joined Karaka and tried helping out the Doom situation, which, yes, takes priority at this moment in time, but you know what? I feel like Bam doing this actually shows character growth. Just a little bit though. Just a little bit, because he's trying to actually prioritize the mission before his personal wishes. Now the reason as to why I say this is development is simple. Bam left behind a friend who was dying. Bam would never ever ever do that. So what this leads me to believe is that because Bam has gone to help a villain, someone that Bam despised, it tells me that whatever Bam saw within that dreamlike state when Doom was trying to turn Bam into a K9 person must have moved Bam enough emotionally to make him want to help even more than saving the life of a friend. Now that makes me intrigued to find out what Doom's secret is and who that mystery name is that we see Doom shouting. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'll butcher it crazily, but it's up on screen so you can read it right here. Next up, I want to switch gears and talk about the guide that came with the Elder. After all, she's got a fantastic design and carries a lot of mystery with her character. She's got this hatred for Bam that has not yet been explained. So why does she have that hatred? This I need to know. I'm really intrigued to find out more about her character. Plus her Shinzu ability looks stunningly beautiful. And is surprisingly unique, as she's able to redirect Shinzu attacks. So if you're a wave controller, you're going to have a bit of a struggle against this cute guide. Plus, that smug face is absolutely adorable. I'm all for it. Best smug face in the entirety of Tower of God so far. Okay, so moving along, we have this spooky warning for Aguero-kun's character. Seeing all of this awesome skill with his newfound flame ability has left him overheated. The sweet fish flame warns him that soon it will become a blazing flame that will burn everything around him. To that power, Kun is just like the pig Devi that we saw with the hammer. Speaking of the flame, we got even more Eon family news, which in turn confirms Evankel's connection to the Eon family, which I don't know why I didn't think that sooner, but yeah, cool. We are told that those closer to the direct bloodline of the Eon family are able to use one of two powers bestowed upon the Eon leader by the Master Ancient. Those power being flames. One can burn everything and anything, and the other can save anyone or anything. This I loved, as it makes me believe that Iwa will get one of those abilities later on, as we've already seen a tease of that possibly happening in the future when she was on the Hell Train fighting Angel. So please SIU, give our girl some love. She needs a good power up, and she needs to not be a damsel in distress or some baggage that we need to save. Come on Iwa, you can do it. Now then, one thing I thought was rather wholesome within these arcs was the conversation between Kazon and his daughter. Seeing her state that she's always respected her father, even though he's lost time and time again. It's the fact that he has lost, but he's never given up. That is what she truly respects about her father. So this mindset in where he is lying down on the floor, he feels like he's given up because he's lost it yet again, and as a result, he's failed to protect his home and the residents that lie within it. His wings are broken and so is his spirit, but after hearing all of his daughter's words of encouragement and seeing her faith within him as she gives him her flame that she received from Kun and the sweet fish, he regains the will to stand and rises to fight once again, vowing to take down his rival. This whole segment I thought was really wholesome, sweet and uplifting, and it just kind of changed the mood within the arc, just for a brief moment, that took away from destruction and high action and power and lore, gave us something, like I said, wholesome and sweet. This whole segment was really wholesome and uplifting, plus it was also really inspiring, reminding us as the audience reading that it's okay to fail within life, as long as we don't give up afterwards. Once we give up and throw in the towel, that's when we truly have failed and lost. But if we fail and rise to our feet once again, to persevere and try, then we don't truly lose. And that I really did like, because it took away from the action and the lore that we got given, but shifted the tone and the mood of the series within the arc, just slightly giving us a bit of a break from all of the heavy action that we've had before this. So I really do appreciate that. The Tower of God has some great writing with it, and this is just another one of those examples. Now then, I guess the curse on Doom's heart was a way of making us as the audience and the characters within the show feel more sympathy towards Doom, but making the Thug Elder more antagonistic in the meantime, because the plot is certainly heading in that direction. But honestly, I don't trust either one of them. Doom has acted evil and controlling and manipulative, twisted from the very beginning, since he first woke up, and even in that flashback, he was just a prick. But then the Elder is just high on his own hype and is a lover of destiny, to the point where he is blinded by anything else around him. He's unable to see reason. I really do think, though, he has a cool design, the Elder of Thug. But apart from that, the only other interesting aspect is A, he uses a bow, and I think that's cool, and B, his ancient power. That looks beastie, and it obviously holds some destructive power, so I can't wait to see it clash with Evankhels. And speaking of Evankhel, seeing her use this spear as well just kind of shows that the ancient wielders, or the wielders of ancient powers, like Evankhel, like the Thug Elder, they can use that spear as well as Rack. And of course, the other guy, the canine person, used it, but he can only use it once. So, yeah, that's interesting to know. Nevertheless, though, I think things are really heating up and some action is going to be on the way soon. I can't wait to see how the climactic scenes appear when looking at this sort of story arc concluding. I want to see Yama's full transformation. I also want to see Bam actually help somebody, as well as the fact is I want to see Louis back into the plot, because we learn that Louis is actually the true son of Gordo. However, that is all I've got to say for these arcs in particular. I thought they were really fun, entertaining and enjoyable, and I love learning all the new information that was presented and seeing the two characters that arrived. But with all that said and done, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on these arcs in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of any of the points I've raised or any of the things I haven't said, because I may have missed a few things, and apologies if I have. But apart from that, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But more importantly, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you real soon. Alligator matane, goodbye. Okay then, so now it's time to pull up your hoods, because we've had a spooky proper. No, keeping that in. Okay, now